Hi, this is Theo from PocketBlocks.com. Today I'm going to review this stylus that is called 2A. It was sent to me by the company Stilo. Previously I have reviewed the rubber tip stylus which is called 6R, so today let's look at 2A.
Let's do the unboxing. I've actually already taken out the stylus to use for a few days, but I put it back just to let you see the packaging. So the packaging is very simple like this. And let me take that out just by pulling it. And this is the stylus. Let me pop it out here. There's actually a battery included here, but I have already taken that out to put into the stylus. So this is the stylus. This stylus has a nice weight. The surface is matte. It comes in 4 colors: white, black, rose, and gold. At the front there is a cap, and you can put the cap onto the back. This stylus features a 1.9 mm tip, which is very small, so when you're drawing it doesn't block off your lines. I'm going to do the drawing demonstration later on. And at the back here is where you put the battery. You can just unscrew this part and take out the battery or put it back in. This battery is AAA. I like batteries that you can remove because batteries, they deteriorate over time, so it's good to have a replaceable battery. And for me personally, I would use a rechargeable battery, but this is the battery that is included in the box here, right here. So let me put that back in. This is an active stylus, so how it works is it actually transmits some sort of radio waves or signal to the tablet to tell the tablet that, hey, there is a stylus on the screen drawing when in contact. And to do that you need battery power, that's why there's a battery, and you need to switch it on. And to do that you can just very simply press this button here, and a green light will show and it's on instantly. And to turn it off you can press it again and it will turn off instantly, or if you wait for 5 minutes it will turn off automatically to conserve the battery. Let's take a closer look at the tip. This is a hard tip, so when used against glass surface there's going to be that knocking sound. Another feature of this stylus is you can actually push the tip into the stylus. Now by doing so it releases a weaker signal strength, or you can pull it out by twisting and it will release a stronger signal. From what I read on the website, it says that by doing so you can basically customize the stylus to the tablet. Some tablets, they require weaker signals, some require a stronger signal from the stylus, so you can do so. But for my use, when I tried it, I find that it's always best to basically extend the stylus all the way out. And here's the size of the stylus when compared to other drawing tools that I have here. Now the cylindrical body can be a problem because it rolls very easily, so be careful not to let it roll off the table onto the floor. Once it gets damaged, it's not usable and it's quite pricey, so you don't want to do that. This is a Sharpie extra fine point marker. Now when I'm using this stylus, when I'm holding it in hand, I actually feel like I'm holding a marker, so I think in terms of the comfort it's slightly heavier compared to other stylus I've used, but it's not too bad. So it's really very much like holding a marker. And this is the wooden pencil. You can see the difference in size. And this is the competitor, the Untitled Jot Dash, which also features a small 1.9 mm tip, and this is much thinner, but this has an inbuilt battery, which I do not like. I prefer batteries that you can remove, and the reason is because my Untitled Jot Dash, the charging mechanism has broken down, so I'm not sure if it's the charger or if it's the battery, but I'm not able to charge this stylus anymore. So let's move on to some drawing demonstration. The nice thing about this stylus is this is an active stylus that does not require any Bluetooth connection, so you can use it on any tablet without turning the Bluetooth on. So right now my stylus is, let me switch it on, it's on, and I'm using it on an Android phone. I'm going to be using it on the Windows and the iPad to let you see the difference in terms of performance, but this is my Android phone and this is the Wacom Bamboo Drawing App. When I use stylus like this, I like to try whether or not I can get diagonal wavy lines. So that is a problem with a lot of active digital stylus. So here the problem is not that pronounced. So I can get very smooth straight lines, and there is also not a lot of lag. Let me clear this page and try and draw a bit slower to see if there's any wavy line effect. So as I go much slower, I can see that there is some jitter, some wavy effect. This is not really much of an issue because this is not the speed I usually draw at. So at normal drawing speed, it's very responsive, and 1.9 mm tip really helps when it comes to drawing because it doesn't block off the screen. You can see where your strokes are coming out from, and it really helps with the accuracy. When I take notes, I like to use the Wacom Bamboo app as well. So let's try to write some alphabets. Alright, there is not much lag, and the alphabets, they actually come out better than I expected. They are more legible compared to some other software, so I find that note taking is quite satisfactory as well. Now I'm going to switch over to the Windows 10 platform. This is the Acer Alpha Switch 12 tablet running on Windows 10, and this is the Mischief Drawing App. Let me pick a brush and try drawing. Performance is quite smooth, very satisfactory. Oops, there is no palm rejection by the way, so you do have to be careful not to place your palm on it, or it will affect your drawing, or it will create stray strokes like this. Very responsive as well, almost no lag whatsoever. Let me try to draw very slowly and see how well it does. So when drawing slowly, I can see that the lines jitter slightly. So this is fast, and let me try slow. So it's not that good with slow diagonal lines. Let me try a slow vertical line. A slow vertical line is alright. And actually when I'm using it, I can see that the line, it doesn't come out instantly beneath the tip. It's not really that big of an issue to me. The bigger issue is sometimes the lines do break up like this. So you can see I wasn't able to connect the lines here because it broke up. Let me clear the canvas and try again. Draw a bit slower. But generally speaking, drawing performance on Windows 10 on this tablet is quite satisfactory. If I draw slow, the lines, they won't be that smooth, but if I draw fast, no problem at all. Also, the thing to note is some of the software, some of the drawing applications, they actually do correct for this type of wavy lines. They do the auto correction to make the lines smoother, but this is not the software. This is Mischief. Let me try Wacom Bamboo paper, which is also available on Windows 10. So same thing. Let me draw the diagonal lines. It's very smooth, very responsive. The lines are very straight, the way I want them to be. And with the small tip, I can see where I'm drawing and where I can connect the lines. Oops, some parts are not connected. Let me draw a bit slower, or let me just do some very quick strokes to see whether or not the lines break up. So it does break up here and here. Let me draw slower and see whether the lines break up. It breaks up 1 and 2, but not that often enough to make it a big problem. But it does break up a bit. Alright, note taking. Oops. I think this is quite satisfactory. At least I can read the alphabets. On some note taking applications, I find that there is too much software correction that I can't see the words properly, but this one looks alright for me. And in terms of the latency, the lag, it is still acceptable, although I find that the Android phone, it is more responsive. So this is Windows 10. This is the iPad mini. Again, I want to draw diagonal lines. And the app that I'm using is still Wacom bamboo paper. This is actually quite responsive too. The lines are smooth. They appear almost instantly beneath the tip. I have no complaints whatsoever, so let's try to draw very slow diagonal lines again. That's the wavy effect. So if I draw slow, the lines are going to appear a bit wavy. But if I draw at moderate speed, like this, not a problem at all. When it comes to note taking, I think it's quite nice too. Quite responsive, although the hard tip on the glass surface, you get that click 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 sound. This is the iPad Pro. The Stylus by right should work on most tablets regardless of the operating system, but just for some reason it doesn't work that well on the iPad Pro. So this is the Sketches Pro app on the iPad Pro. Let's try and draw my cube again, my rectangular block. So it doesn't work that well. The lines sometimes come out, sometimes they do not come out. More often than not, they do not appear. So this is a problem. I have tried to use this stylus on my friend's iPad Pro and it faces the same issue. So in terms of compatibility, it does work on most tablets, but just to be sure, before you buy it, you might want to check out the compatibility list on Stilo's website or maybe on my website. Now, the only way to get it to work is to use this stylus like it's a Chinese brush vertically, so I can't use it at normal handwriting position. If I use it like a Chinese brush, no problem at all. That is quite weird, really. And it's really responsive. Just that you can't use it like this, so it really limits how you can use this stylus. But that is just a problem on the iPad Pro. There is no pressure sensitivity, so this stylus is more suitable for general purpose drawing, very casual doodling, and some note taking. I've tried this on the Android Windows 10 and the normal iPad, and it performs quite satisfactory. And I think it is even better, slightly better compared to a Donut Jot Dash, because when drawing at moderate speed, the lines are much smoother. So that is a good advantage of getting this stylus over a Donut Jot Dash. The 1.9mm tip is really convenient for drawing because it doesn't block off the screen, and overall build quality is quite good. I like the smooth texture surface.
So that's it for today's review. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comment section below. I will also post a link to the text review in case I have any updates. You can see them there. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video, and remember to check out my other art product reviews as well. Bye!